Austin Theory versus John Cena.
It's for the title.
The United States Championship.
Well, Cena could put him over because Cena's made his money, and I think he likes Austin Theory. He really likes him, and he may slip Theory over. Of course, he may slip him over, and they have an afterbirth where Cena beats the crap out of him, and he's still standing tall at the end. Theory may get the win, because I think Cena is the type who, and I always heard this, coming into the business, when you leave it in better shape than you found it. And I think Cena is a adherent of that, a proponent of that. And I think he will really help Austin Theory. And Theory to me is just another Cena coming along. A 20 years difference, because Theory, and when I was with TNA, Theory sent me some promotional materials. I was going to book him then, because I saw him I saw a little bit of a match of his and just some 8x10 photographs. I said, and I could look at him, and I thought, this kid's got something. Now, what he had, I didn't really know, but I wanted to find out. I wanted to bring him in and put him in a couple of matches just to, analyze him and look at what he's got to offer and push him a little bit. Because I think he is the second coming of John Cena, and he's a good interview. And you feel like slapping him automatically. That's the first thing you look at in a guy. Does he have chemistry with viewers? And when he has the chemistry, it's easy to do something with people.
And a slappable face always helps.
That does.
Maybe not in podcasting, though, but anyway. We've got another 12 matches, so we're just going to have to speed through these. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Keep in mind that Logan Paul's contract runs out after WrestleMania.
No, I think Rollins will beat him.
Okay. Trish.
Because there's no purpose. There's no purpose in putting Logan Paul over.
Exactly. Trish Stratus, Lita, Becky Lynch. Trish Stratus, Lita, Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. The Legends, probably.
Yep. Go with them.
Yeah.
It's a big show. You try to leave them happy.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
I think Lesnar beats him.
Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
I think this is very early in the run of Bianca. I think she's over.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention that was for the Raw Women's Championship as well. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I think they're going to swap this one.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being is because that Rhea Ripley, she has a lot of the it factor. I think Charlotte is kind of old hat now. She's been around for 14 years, 15 years. So I think Rhea Ripley needs to run with that a while. I'm a big fan of hers.
So is it just the it factor for Rhea, or what else about Rhea?
Now, she has a lot of upside that I don't think has been explored. Now, she's with Dominic right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that can run concurrent with each other for a while. But I think she needs to. I mean, who else is Charlotte going to go against? See, that's that's what's wrong with the women. The women really now their bench is weak. I bitched for weeks and weeks and weeks about the SmackDown bench being empty with guys. Now it's not empty, but now the females are empty. So let's swap it up and let's see what it does. And if people said, "Oh, that's the wrong thing to do," well, if you're going to stay the course, you're going to be in the same boat next week as you're in right now. So change it up, change the whole landscape of it, and see what you got. Because then when you change it up, now you're thinking differently about everything. and everything looks different.
We will go to, this is probably going to be the night 2 card. 1 or 2 matches might go to night 1. But anyway, Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre, triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship.
I think Gunther goes over here. He pins somebody, may even pin both of them. Because Gunther is a project that they don't really know what they had till they saw him. Now the people see that he's legit. And they have a whole lot of time and space for Gunther to cover. And this is the wrong time to beat him because he has a little bit of steam going into this match. So let him keep it. Mm-hmm. So I think Gunther over.
Edge versus the Demon, Finn Balor.
I think Balor goes over. I haven't followed them this close, but I think Balor is now picking up steam. So instead of taking that steam off him, and I don't know how they're going to do this, of course, but I think we get Balor's hand raised.
Well, it's Hell in a Cell as well, I've just read as well. So Finn Balor to win there. This next one, I haven't got my glasses and it's quite far down on the screen. Bear with me. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya, and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Ronda Rousey's got currently a broken forearm.
Of all the matches, that is the least one I'm interested in. Because it's a 14, what is it? A 14.
It's not even for a championship, it's just a WrestleMania showcase, which I think is their way of saying we didn't have anything better for any of these women.
That's what it's, actually, that's what it's saying. It said, well, just to get them on the card, and that'd probably be one of the shorter matches of the night. So maybe Ronda Rousey can break out her encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge and come up with a great finish for it.
And
I expect it to be okay. I don't expect it to be, because nobody has any steam in this match. Nobody. So I think the match will be okay. I don't think it'll be outstanding. Well, now they could surprise me, and it could be a great match.
Speaking of which, here's the men's WrestleMania showcase, but in brackets, we didn't have anything better for these people to do match. Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders.
Well, that's another match, maybe one notch higher than the ladies in anticipation. But I don't know. That's another. It is what it is. It's just a match.
Pick a name. I call those
matches. I call those matches concession matches. I told a guy one time, I said, the promoters are dying to have you on their cards. And he went, really? I said, oh, yeah. He said, why? Because of my last match? Yeah, I said, exactly. Why did they like it? They said, no. What they liked was they sold more Cokes and more popcorn during your match than they did during intermission. So your match is actually like a second intermission. So they love to have you on the card. And he thought I was serious. He said, really? I said, I'm kidding you. Relax. But he was only been in the business like a year or so. But I laughed. I didn't mean to be mean to him, but I was just kidding him. But he thought I was serious.
Incredible. You get all sorts in wrestling, don't you? Just people who just do not get sarcasm whatsoever, apparently, is one of the types you get. We've got 2 more matches. 3. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's got to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, hasn't it?
Got to be. Because this big show, they've worked this 10-month-long angle, not necessarily with Kevin Owens, but he became attached to it about 2 months ago somehow with Zayn. And so I think the Usos will lose. We have new tag team champions, and we'll go from there.
Roman Reigns versus Cody. There is one more match, but I'm going to save that for the end. But Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, I think that one's written in the stars as well, is it not?
Yeah, I think it is, because I think, and we have heard that Roman wants to take time off. I don't blame him, because now when he takes time off, it's not time that he's away. It's time to where he's not on that TV every week. He's not overstaying his welcome. He takes time away. And what's that old saying? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
How can we miss you if you don't go away?
Right. And I think it's and they put so much effort and so much time into Cody. And I think Cody actually, I hate to say this, but his shoulder injury actually worked for his benefit.
Yeah, pectoral tear, very specifically.
Where it worked, and he had 3 wins over Seth Rollins before he got hurt. So, and it looked awful. It looked terrible. I mean, so, but and I think they have, like you said, written in the stars. Yeah, I think the tag team title switches and the heavyweight title switches
versus Dominic Mysterio. First, who do you think is going to win? And secondly, talk to me about Dominic a bit, because you've been watching SmackDown. He's been on there periodically. And what do you think of his performance and his evolution this last year?
Oh, I loved it, because he started with his dad. Then he got a little rambunctious, and him and his dad started having problems. And anybody, and this is family oriented. This is why everybody can relate to this story, especially if you have a teenage son or daughter. They want to start leading their own life. And he went against his father. And they told this story perfect, because they took their time. Even I was saying, I was wanting Ray to, I was saying, punch him, hit him, because that's what everybody wanted. And he took it, and he took it, and he took it, and up to the point to where Ray could take it if it was directed at him. But when it was directed at his wife and his daughter, that's when he put his foot down. And so I think in this, I think Ray will win this. Then they will come back with some afterbirth, an aftermath to it, and continue to tell the story. So even Rhea Ripley could get in on it, and then I don't know. But I think that's a finish, that Ray wins it. But he may want to just put his son over. He may want to do that. So I can't, if Ray was not leaving, and I don't think he's leaving, because I think, why would you leave when you're red hot? Don't leave now, because there's more to this story to be told. So I think Ray wins, and then they got an afterbirth to it, because I love the story, and I wouldn't mind for it to continue.
Now, you just caught me while I was typing something there. Now, I'm going to disagree with that. I think Dominic wins it, continues the story, that kind of thing. You know, Ray's going to beat him. I don't think it's going to be a thing where, like, he's worried about beating his son too much. I think someone's going to interfere and Dominic will win. But Ray also gave an interview very recently where he said he's not ready to retire yet. He'll be ready to retire at the age of 50. Around there, and he's currently 48, so he's probably going to be sticking around hopefully for another couple of years.
Well, see, I didn't even hear that interview. I didn't think he's going to be leaving anyway. But I don't know. This is the type of match, it's a booker's dream. You can go either way with this match and still work something at the end that Dominic's going to walk away with some heat, or Dominic and Rhea Ripley are going to walk away with more heat. That's why I'm saying he could lose and they could walk away. So anyway, I will be watching this match, because I'm really, really interested in what kind of finish they're going to do with it.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Dominic as well, because he went from, within 6 months, he went from basically a taller version of Ray. So I'm sure people have seen Ray with his mask off. He just looks like a child. He just looks like a 6 foot tall child. And somehow he's taken that into a real little brat persona with a lot. I mean, that mullet he's got going is heat.
No, you're talking about Ray?
No, Dominic. He's
okay.
got, you know, how he went from basically Ray's son to little babyface kid to one of the most important characters on the show.
Oh, he's a great heel, because he's a smart ass kid. He's a smart ass kid who doesn't know nothing, but thinks he knows everything. And that's the image that the fans get of him. They hate him, yet they want it. They want to like him, but they still got to hate him. Not hate in a bad term, but they just don't like the character. And him and Rhea Ripley, I think, match up. And that's just one of those things that just, like, it's in front of you, and the bookers looked at it, or the guys who were creative looked at that and said, why don't we put those two together? Because they kind of match. And they have, and I think they got a ton of potential between them, even as singles or as partners. I really like that.